Today's question is, why are so many evangelical leaders caught in scandals? In this video, I'll answer that question from a biblical perspective. Then afterwards, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around until the end. First, it is important to point out that so many is not an accurate characterization. It may seem like many evangelical Christian leaders are caught in scandals, but this is due to the vast amount of attention such scandals are given. There are thousands of evangelical Christian leaders, pastors, professors, missionaries, writers, and evangelists who have never participated in anything scandalous. The vast majority of evangelical Christian leaders are men and women who love God, are faithful to their spouses and families, and handle their activities with the utmost honesty and integrity. The failures of a few should not be used to attack the character of all. With that said, there is still the problem that scandals do sometimes occur among those claiming to be evangelical Christians. Prominent Christian leaders have been exposed for committing adultery or participating in prostitution. Some evangelical Christian leaders have been convicted of tax fraud and other financial illegalities. Why does this occur? There are at least three primary explanations. One, some of those claiming to be evangelical Christians are unbelieving charlatans. Two, some evangelical Christian leaders allow their position to result in pride. And three, Satan and his demons more aggressively attack and tempt those in Christian leadership because they know that a scandal involving a leader can have devastating results on both Christians and non-Christians. Referring to point one, some evangelical Christians who are caught in scandals are unredeemed charlatans and false prophets. Jesus warned, "Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. Therefore, by their fruits you will know them." Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 20. False prophets pretend to be godly men and women and appear to be solid evangelical leaders. However, their fruit, scandals, eventually reveals them to be the opposite of what they claim to be. In this, they follow the example of Satan. And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. It is not surprising then if his servants masquerade as servants of righteousness. Their end will be what their actions deserve. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 14 through 15. Referring to the second point, the Bible makes it clear that pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. James chapter 4, verse 6 reminds us that God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. The Bible repeatedly warns against pride. Many Christian leaders begin a ministry in a spirit of humility and reliance upon God, but as the ministry grows and thrives, they are tempted to take some of this glory for themselves. Some evangelical Christian leaders, while paying lip service to God, actually attempt to manage and build the ministry in their own strength and wisdom. This type of pride leads to a fall. God, through the prophet Hosea, warned, "When I fed them, they were satisfied. When they were satisfied, they became proud. Then they forgot me." Hosea chapter 13, verse 6. And referring to the third point, Satan knows that by inciting a scandal with an evangelical Christian leader, he can have a powerful impact. Just as King David's adultery with Bathsheba and arranged murder of Uriah caused great damage to David's family and the entire nation of Israel, so has many a church or ministry been damaged or destroyed by the moral failure of its leader. Many Christians have had their faith weakened as a result of seeing a leader fall. Non-Christians use the failure of Christian leaders as a reason to reject Christianity. Satan and his demons know this, and therefore direct more of their attacks against those in leadership roles. The Bible warns us all, be self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. How are we to respond when an evangelical Christian leader is accused of or caught in a scandal? First, do not listen to or accept baseless and unfounded accusations. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 8, and 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 19. Second, take appropriate biblical measures to rebuke those who sin. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 20. If the sin is proven and severe, permanent removal from ministry leadership should be enforced. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 13. Third, forgive those who sin. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. And when repentance is proven, restore them to fellowship, Galatians chapter 6, verse 1, but not to leadership. Fourth, be faithful in praying for our leaders. Knowing the problems they deal with, the temptations they suffer, the stress they must endure, we should be praying for our leaders, asking God to strengthen them, protect them, and encourage them. And fifth, most importantly, take the failure of an evangelical Christian leader as a reminder to put your faith in God and God alone. God never fails, never sins, and never lies. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 3. Want to learn more? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Visit gotquestions.org for more great content, and check out the details section below this video. There you'll find one book I recommend, along with several links to related questions. If you'd like to learn about Bible Munch, or if you're interested in bite-sized devotionals, subscribe to Bible Munch on YouTube. It's linked right here. Now remember, got questions? The Bible has answers. We'll help you find them.